Dan the Rock Man, and we are here in my little shop, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of agate, and this has a druzy in it, so I will show this to you a little bit later, show you some photos. We are going to go ahead and polish this up, showing how to polish something up that has a druzy, and then we will finish this stone up by going ahead and putting it into a silver setting, and we'll do the silver smithing also. So follow along in this tutorial, and let's have some fun. Okay, there it is. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a 45-degree angle on this and get it going. Okay, so we got the initial bevel down. I'm going to go ahead and take it on over to the 120 and take it down a little bit further, shape it a little lower here than I am here, but it's really lower there. But we'll go ahead. It's coming off really quick, so I want to take it over on here, and then we'll start to come back on that top and cut in some more to make it smaller right in there. All right, let's keep on going, this time on the 120. Okay, I have it preformed like I would like. So now what we're going to do, beautiful back, isn't it? And we'll see what we do when we do the sterling silver setting. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to dry it off, and we're going to stick it onto a top stick. Beautiful. Okay, we got it on the dop stick, as you can see. Make sure I get my focus there. And now we're going to go ahead and go on our 280 grit and start polishing it up a little more. And take the brace out. I don't need that. And as you can see, it came off the dropstick. I didn't think I had the stone hot enough. Nor the light. That happened. Let's dry it off and take a look at it. Still have scratches along the edge right here and along this edge and the back side. I don't know if you can see it, if we can get up that close. I think you can. We're going to continue to work on the 280 and get those scratches out before we go any further. And then also we're going to work on polishing the back. Okay, let's do the 600. At this point, make sure you really inspect it. You should not have any scratches, okay? And I'm still seeing a little bit of scratch along this edge, so I'm going to take it a little further on the 600 and get those out. You barely can see them, but I want to get it out, try to make it as perfect as possible. Everything else looks really good, so let's keep on moving. The back side, I get it in the light there. Yeah, I've got some scratches on the back side, so I may take it on the flat lap to get that out. But let's continue right there before we go to the 1200. Finished up on the 1200. Now we're going to go to 3000 and get this front face polished up really nice. Beautiful. Let's make a beautiful necklace. Nice druzy in there. Okay, so let's get going, and we're going to go ahead and work on this, do the silversmithing. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to figure out what type of bezel that we're going to use on it. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And let's take a couple looks of the bezels that we have. Open this up here. Alright, so come on down here. This is the first bezel that we have right there. Second bezel right there. And the third bezel. There are lots of different bezels that you can use in that. So get this, see that you can get it in focus. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're going to use here. Pull this out and let's see how tall it is. All right. Okay. So looking at this one right here, I have to try to get under my camera so I can see. I think it's a little bit too short. Just a tad too short. Okay. So the other one, this one is going to be the same. It's like, what is it, a 1/8? Okay. And so then we're going to go look at this gallery wire right here. Okay, this gives us a little more height. And this will be the one that we choose, this gallery wire right here. Okay, so now that I have this like that, I'm going to go ahead and have it formed so that it will fit pretty tight. And that's what we want. So I can take a pair of pliers and let me get this, we'll bend it a little more. And then check it out. Okay, we could take just a tad off because we got some space on the side. We want it to be a good fit. Let's get this up a little closer so you can see if I can keep it in there. There you go, it's kind of buttered up against, and you can see the space on the side. Get it in there. So we need to cut it down just a little bit more and make it tighter. Okay, we got the solder there. We're going to melt it. We want to get underneath also, make it a smooth joint. Around. There we go. Do not touch that, it is hot. So, first thing that we're going to do, use tweezers here. pick it up, and then let's take a look at it. Let's get it down here, get it in focus. Looks pretty good right there. So let's go ahead and clean this up now. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it in the water. And then we'll put it in the pickle jar. And that we'll leave it in there for probably 30 seconds or so. I just turned it on when the pickle solution is really hot. It'll clean it up really fast, but if it's cold, it takes a little bit longer. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and work on the back plate for it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I have a piece of sterling silver. Move this over here, and we need to determine how much that we need to do to cut on this. I want to make sure that I give a little bit of room around the stone, and so I am going to go ahead and draw a line like this, showing how much I'm going to cut off, and then we'll come back in, we'll texture the sterling silver. And of course what we are going to do is we will go ahead and cut the back out of it too, and I'll show you how we do that. But let's keep on going so that we can get this finished up right here. And so we'll get the cutter out and cut this out and then texture it next. Got that piece cut out. Let's go ahead and texture. Hi, this is the texture that I chose. There's a lot of different ways that you can texture. This is one of my texture hammers that I have. You can see it's got a couple different patterns on it. And I use this one right here. And so now we kind of work hardened it, so we're going to go ahead and heat it up, and then we will go ahead, anneal it is what it's called, and then we will go ahead and flatten it and then get our bezel ready to put on it. Let's go. In the meantime, we got our bezel out of the pickle, so it's all cleaned up. Now we'll go ahead and make sure that we get it formed right and that it's flat on the bottom. Let's go ahead and get our charcoal block out of the way. Do not touch it. There. Okay. Take that, push it down. Got a tight fit, that's good. We didn't want it loose, we didn't want that extra space sitting there. There. You need to make sure you form it around that stone. Alright, we need to flatten this now. We got it out of the pickle. So I got it on my hard plate. got it flat. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. We want to have even space all the way around it. And like I said, we're going to cut out the inside so that we can show it. So I am going to put this here. Make sure I don't hit my camera. And I am going to draw there we go. So that gives me an idea of how much room that I need on the inside. Outside, what I'm going to do is I will come up, cut it off about there, and then I'll show you what I will do on shaping that. My idea to set it so that we can hang it. Okay, now that I got it marked and I know that, I'm going to come in here. This is a hole punch. That's all I need. So I'm going to come up as far as I can and just punch a hole in it. Pull that out. There. Now I'll be able to put my saw blade in there and be able to cut things out once I get it soldered on. So that's what I need to do. I have the idea, so now I'm going to go ahead and clean this off so I have a clean solder area. I'll use some alcohol. That'll be good enough. Okay, so next we'll go ahead and put some flux on it and get it all set up to solder the two together. Okay, this time I went ahead and I used my soldering stand so that we can get it up, because we're going to produce a lot more heat this time. And we'll get it soldered here. So let me go ahead and get the flux set up, and then we will go ahead and start heating it up. Now, just so you'll know, when I put it in the water and then the pickle, I use these stainless steel tongues, okay? And when I take it out, I don't let it touch the pickle solution. And then when I take it out, I can dip this in with the brass tongues. You don't want to put this in your pickle solution. Don't contaminate it. We already took it out of the pickle solution, so it's pretty clean right here. So I'm going to go ahead now. I already cut the top off, but I'm going to shape it around here. And first I'm going to go ahead and use the magic marker, the permanent marker right there, to go ahead. It's not very permanent, but to show my outline about how far of a little ledge that I want to leave on this. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's clean it up a little bit with the file. We're going to use a little kind of rounded, and we'll use that rounded part. Okay, we got it all there. Now let's go ahead and get our hole up here for our ring. Time to clean things up with the wire brush here. Oh, let's get it where you can see. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's still tight.